Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Kevin, and today is Saturday, the 20th of March, 2021, first day of spring, and this is your morning message and meditation. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you all had a good, restful Friday and a good night's sleep. And some of you on some parts of the world might still be sleeping, but I'm glad those of you that are awake and free are here for the live streaming. And if you catch it on replay, well, welcome to that too. Um, just a reminder that tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern, I will be doing a Soul Path Sunday edition. I think tomorrow will be a brief talk, some cards we'll pull, a little reading for those who have registered. Just go into the link. You should find it last week, or I'll repost this maybe later today with a link on it. All right, let's get straight into our message. And today's message is really about trust. So let's find the image. There we go. What can I say about this? So oftentimes when I shuffle, obviously I do the devotional prayer to ask the angels and Christed spirits, ascended masters, all those that have good, positive, upbeat messages to share with the world. I ask them to come and guide whatever message I'm going to share. And oftentimes the same cards pop up. That's not to say they're not shuffled correctly. And I think the tendency for lots of folks who get the same message over and over, it is that there's a piece that's missing, or the things haven't quite got ready to change. So we're still in the same vibrational energy as before. So the first card that popped up was New Beginning. Don't be so anxious and so fast to rush forward. This new beginning that has come, that you are being placed in, has happened for a reason. And I want you to consider that every big major shift that occurs takes time to cure and manifest and take on its own sense of maturity. All too often in this culture we find ourselves in, modern technology has overtaken, or at least become, this reflection of the human desire for instant gratification, instant response. We've learned since we were little that when we want certain things, it materializes. We're told by our forefathers, if we go into churches, study scripture, worship, get quiet as we do, that we can create miracles, and the miracles are seen as instant resolutions to possible problems. So we are conditioned that when we want something to change, we just have to click fingers and there it goes. Woof. So when these cards show up repeatedly, it is a message that says you are already in a new beginning. You've already landed in something new, and this something new was created for you on purpose, deliberately. The second card, Trust Your Vibes, and you'll notice there's a circle with a heart, and the angel that's being presented comes with the color of green, and green is the chakra color of love, of sense of goodness. And then there's a soft coral color that the artist has painted her lips with and given her this soft, warm, pinkish hue for the hands and the face. I just pay attention to all these details. It's time, my friends, as we walk into new beginnings, new opportunities, new horizons, if you will, that the one thing that we were given when we came to this earth was the power of intuition, to trust the inner nature of who we are, what we are, because that's what we are supposed to do. What's challenging is other people are also doing the same thing, and when they reach a resolution, their belief system is that the world has to vibrate and line up with that doctrine, or dharma, if you will. So the emphasis on this new beginning, this new way of being, this new world you find yourself in, is to trust always that what's happening, whether you believe at the time it's right or something's gone wrong or something's not quite going the way you want it to, believe and trust that there is a power greater than any of us could ever possibly imagine at work making it happen. Have you ever thought about making a detour? In your mind, you've prepared the trip, or you've prepared the road ahead, or you've got your map out, or you're using your GPS tracking device. And in your head, you're plotting the way forward and the turns that you've got to make and the exits you've got to take off the highway, or whatever thing you're planning to do. And then somewhere along the road, there's a detour, something you have to change. Most of us panic, go into a frizzy, have a reaction. Oh my goodness, what do I do now? Traffic is terrible. Whatever it is that's getting in your way, that's blocking your chi, blocking your flow. The ascended masters and those of us that are on an ascension pathway are taught to go with the flow and trust that what we're supposed to do is take a different route, a different way of doing it. We're meant to do that. That's why the detours popped up. That's why the changes come. We see it as a problem. It's actually a better solution than ours. So trusting your vibe, especially when you're turning the corner of something new, something that's unfamiliar, is the highest possible option you can take. Even when it comes to young adults and teenagers, the challenge when we are having to trust that they are just as equally as powerful as we are, just as equally capable of making decisions as we are, and yet our ego gets in the way and doesn't believe it because in the past they may or may not have been mature enough to do it, to say it, to make these statements. And hence comes all this resistance. The sheer idea that this 14, 15, 16, 18-year-old in the parents' eyes was just a toddler a few years ago. In the eyes of that young person, to them, the years of being a toddler were a long time ago. They're so over it. And for them, their pathway of choices, their pathway of growth, and the way forward is just opening up. Their way of learning, their way of being, is to understand these laws, to understand cause and effect, to understand consequences, to understand what it is they're meant to pay attention to. So, obviously, as older guidance, when we're asked by these teens or these young folks. What do you think? That's a huge blessing. It's a blessing to then say, here's your gift. You're given the gift of intuition. You're given the gift of insight. Sit down and close your eyes. Tell me what's in your heart. Tell me what's in your desires. Tell me what your gut feeling tells you to do. And they might come along with the desires and the big dream and the big, oh yes, well, I'm feeling like I should do this and that and the other thing. But their body language, the eyes, the sinkingness says something else. There's the opportunity to be like, well, I get what you're saying. I get that that's part of your real desire. But what you really are showing me is not that. So let's look at where your heart is, where your feelings are. And you can approach all kinds of problems with open questions. What would disappoint you if this didn't happen? What would annoy you if this didn't happen? What would you feel like if this didn't happen? And the same questions for if it does happen. You know, there's that thing that we may not know what we want, or at least we think we know what we want. And then we realize what we want really isn't what is good for us. That's a huge lesson for me. We think we know what we want, and when we get what we want, we realize it's not really what we wanted at all, and it's not really good for us. So trusting your vibe, trusting your inner guidance, trusting your inner self, and letting things go when you need to let them go, letting things sit when you need to let them sit. There's that old quote, let sleeping dogs lie. Never understood it when I was little. My gran used to say, well, imagine your dog's in deep sleep and you go poke it, prod it, scream at it, or shock it. It comes up and it's snarling and snapping like one of those snapping turtles. Oh, excuse me, I had to get some tea. So, let's see. Let's get out there. Here you go. So my fabulous card today, which was my own lesson, you know, I pull a card from the Keepers of the Light deck because I think there might be something in there that was for me that I can then tie in for all of you. Dua Cool. Whoops, there you go. Takes a while. There you go. Dharma unfolding. So this ancient ascended master was or has reincarnated a number of different times and has worked along with Buddha himself. Those of us who have followed loosely Buddhist traditions. So the message really comes to say, the job of this lifetime for me is to be happy. Whoops, there you go. This job for me right now at this lifetime is to be in complete joy and happiness. The deeper message is that something on my level that I've talked about is emerging, that I'm excited about and I enjoy, even though I don't necessarily understand it. I've made points about a year ago, literally, you know, we were told that our yoga studio was closing indefinitely or until further notice. Wasn't closed completely, that didn't happen until June, but in March it was until further notice. And I've shared with you that initially it was quite catastrophic, it was quite difficult, challenging, and then consequently state of North Carolina, along with lots of other states, declared that all personal service businesses, massage spas, were all ordered to close for health reasons. And I took the leap of faith and decided, well, this must be happening for a reason, and chose what is good and what is positive and what is upbeat and what is loving and kind and great about the situation. Many times I hear clients and folks I run into saying, I don't have a choice. And I so want to say, oh, we always have a choice. There is always a choice. The trouble is with that, you can't place upon another person your own growth experience. You can share how you got there if the person's empowered or inspired by your story. That would be one thing. But to impose, well, we always have a choice, is like a slap in the face. That person who's going through challenges, who's going through a tough time, who doesn't believe there is a choice, who doesn't believe there's any way out, doesn't feel that way. So you coming along with bright eye words of wisdom, and trust me, I speak from experience, is slapping them, literally. So what's the best way to handle that? You could, I also think it's patronizing, condescending, it's rather rude, it's unkind to just do any of that. The best and kindest thing you can do when someone believes they don't have a choice, really what they're saying is, show me a choice. Help me see it differently. That's actually what they're saying. You might want to say, would you have a problem if I sat with you for a minute? Or do you want to get a cup of coffee and at least share that? Show me what your options are. Would you be open to me helping you? Oddly enough, that's not what they're expecting you to say. What they're expecting is for someone to give some loose-lipped, passive-aggressive, oh, it'll be okay, it's fine, oh, I'm sure it'll work out, oh, you'll be fine. You know they don't mean it. They're walking away. They can't wait to run off to their car or wherever they're going, because this is not something they want to listen to. It's a really big person, brave person, challenging person that says, well, let's go get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a soda or something. Sit and talk about it. Just make sure you're 6 feet apart so you don't have to wear a mask when you're looking at them in the eye. Just saying. I'm wondering if I'm complete with that talk. I am. And clear. If you're on a new path, if you found yourself turning a new corner, if there's something that's lighting you up more than it did a year ago, 6 months ago, even the beginning of the year, that's your path forward. That's what you're meant to do. And the angels are saying you're here for a reason. That's the purpose. Trust in your vibe. You'll know when someone's trying to push you off. Comments like, what do you want to do that for? Well, are you sure? Or, well, that seems weird. Or, wow, I'm not sure I would do that. Those things are the blind spots. We have to watch for them. And you can say to those folks who want the best for you, because it's difficult to respond to somebody when they're trying to pop your light bubble. It is difficult. That's a challenge. You know, we want to go slap them too. No, you can't go around slapping people. You can stop. I always do pause. And then it would be something like, thank you for thinking enough of me to want the best for me. And I hear your concern. What I want to do is try this out. Would that be okay with you? And then see what happens. Now, yes, there are people that will say, oh, well, you know, you just do what you want to do. You know what you're supposed to do. And then they do. They do all that. All you can say is, thank you. You know, I first started practicing that a number of years ago. Oh, and the people got... You could tell they were just angry. Mad. It's like, oh, That's not what they wanted to hear. They wanted you to shove along, like be the good little people that you are. Yeah, no, not so much. All right, let's read from the Journey to the Heart. Oh, let me share this story with you. Talking about, you're on the right path and things happen for a reason. They're all done on purpose. About a week ago, I was doing domestic work and put my oven on self-clean. All that to say, it did clean the oven, but it also shut off the control panel to the back of it and the door lock mechanism, which is an automatic thing. It just clunks shut. You don't have a little lever like you used to have. Well, I waited and I waited until the next day. I turned the breaker off and on. I unplugged it, plugged it back in. Nothing. Fizzle, gone. So Wednesday, I took the back off just to see if it had caught fire and there's something I needed to do inside. No, I did manage to get the door open. I think I explained that yesterday. So I went on a quest to find a new oven. And then something in my mind was telling me that I wanted to switch over to gas. So I went on a quest to figure out, well, what do you do? What do you need to do? Or you need to call a person. And of course, I discovered, well, they need to have a stove to install. They can't just come and run a line. Because I thought they could just come and run a line, tap it off. No, they don't do that. They hard pipe it into the back of the appliance. So when you turn it on, it all comes on. There's a pilot light running. That gas is just running constantly, which to me seems like a waste. But there you go. All that to say, I was excited, but then realized, well, these gas cookers are considerably higher in price. Not that I couldn't do it, but just didn't seem to be quite. Maybe there's something special about a gas cooker. No, not really. They're just considered higher end. Oh, okay. So manufacturers can get more money for it. I went on a quest and I found a stove. It was electric. I found one, bells and whistles, not too many, but enough, and at a price point, and the company that was selling them said, well, we got these at a decent price because we bought so many of them. And trust me, it was quite a big savings. So I did my research, went along to the big box places, and they had the better price. Put it on order and was having it delivered yesterday. I got sidetracked, listened to a story, believed the story, and consequently decided to cancel the order. Oh, that was a big mess. It got taken care of. It got cancelled. And then I went on a quest to, get another one. Once again, round and around and around the mulberry bush, trying to find this one that was at the right price, offered the right features. All that to say, it brought me right back to where I started in the very beginning with the company that had done this. Now, in my wisdom, trusting the information that I had received, I decided I'm really going to find out for sure what is wrong, if anything, with this appliance. Because there's a reason why some companies are able to offer you something that's a little less expensive. I learned that when Sears were working with the Kenmore brand, they were going to many manufacturers, asking them to create a model number that was exclusively for that firm selling them, and to put their best components in, or to put their adequate components on the inside, but use their best features on the outside, so people got the impression that this is the same thing. No, not so much. So that's what I wanted to find out. Is this really true to the price? Because how do you have that big of a difference in savings? And I discovered that those of you that are in the buying industry, that buy products, you need buying power. The more you purchase, the less expensive the units are. And this particular group are independent, and they team up with other independent groups nationwide. So they have the capacity to purchase copious amounts of certain things with different types of manufacturers to get the discount. That's how they pass it on to consumers. Does it make a difference to me? Kind of. Help me understand, how that was working. Yes, done. Okay, let's read our daily. I don't know why I told you that big story, but there you go. This is the 20th, yes. And the 20th of March. Learn to heal yourself. Sometimes we trick ourselves. If we feel unhappy, troubled, or scared, we race forward. We race toward what we think will make us feel better. In desperation, in fear, we grasp for something, anything, to stop the pain. Finding that job, making more money, getting married, having a relationship. If I get to that one thing I need, then I'll be happy. Then my pain will stop. Sometimes it's true that finding the solution to a problem improves the quality of our lives. Having enough money enables us to fix the furnace when it breaks. Having people in our lives we love and who love us can be an important part of happiness. Having work to do that we enjoy and that we feel is worthwhile helps us feel good about ourselves. But when we're in pain, no matter what's causing it, the way to heal that pain doesn't come from outside of ourselves. External circumstances don't make internal emotions disappear. Even if we get to what we think we want, the painful emotions we haven't had the strength or the courage to face will still be there. The way to heal the pain, the only way, is to feel and release it. Your pain is your pain. Your fear, desperation, resentments are yours. All these emotions belong to you. Feel them, learn from them, and let them go. Walk courageously each step of the path on the journey to the heart. Enjoy when the universe sends you its gifts. A lover, some money, a good job. But know the ultimate key to happiness lies not in external things, but within you. Feel all your feelings. Learn to heal yourself. The other day there was a storm, day before yesterday. Tornadoes, warnings going off everywhere. Phone call like, oh my goodness, the world's coming to an end. No, not so much, just a storm. Yes, devastating, yes. Debilitating, yes. Scary. Then I turned a corner to the street that I'm on, and it was sunny, it was bright, it was cheery, and there, right up over the house, was a rainbow. It's like, that's joy. That's letting me know, just stay on course, stick to it. Now, own your feelings, even the ones that make you feel not so great. Figure out where they're coming from. Be with it. All right, it's time to meditate. Feet flat on the floor, big breath in. Let it go. Focus on your feet. And to bring focus to your feet and let your mind settle in, you can shuffle them around, move them about. Just be integrated with your physical body in this present moment, at this present time, within the confines of your environment. Present to how the temperature of the room feels against the surface of your skin. Present to the quality and the depth and the rhythm of your breath. Be present to how deep and relaxed you now feel. Let your mind and your body just completely relax deeper and deeper and deeper. Take whatever movement you want to get comfortable. Allow your spinal column from your tailbone up through your ribs, up to your skull to be tall. Back straight, shoulders back, chest, heart, everything open. Palms facing the ceiling. Settle your mind between your forehead, third eye center. We'll begin with a prayer of protection and love. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for cutting the ties that bind me to people, places, situations, stories, and any other unnecessary drama that I no longer want, no longer need, and no longer serves my purpose. I declare that I am safe and I am free, and so it is. Bring your hands over your heart, or one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, you choose. I am the keeper of my mind and my body. Wherever love is, fear is a stranger, love is here. Think of something that makes you happy and something that you are truly grateful for. And turn your vibration up, your smile up. Open yourself up to joy, to light. Be the joy, be the love. Be all those positive things you were designed and created to be. Allow the light that's within you to shine bright out of you, down through the love of Mother Earth, up to the source energy of the Fathers in heaven. Allow this golden light to come down and shine through you, around you, all about you, creating a force field that keeps you safe, keeps you free, keeps you lifted. Now we invite angels and higher masters to come. Bring your hands back down with your palms facing the roof. Thank you, angels, archangels, ascended masters, light spirits, light workers on the other side. Thank you for reminding us that you're here. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your light. Thank you for your joy. Thank you for revealing what we need to know. I am willing to listen, open to receive, and to share. So be it, so shall it be. Using your third eye center, just breathe into the center of your chest, your heart area, and be open to this new experience, the opening, the expansion of your higher self, your spiritual self. Imagine that your angels and your guides are coming, have surrounded you in a similar way to how flocks of songbirds and garden birds gather during springtime. You may see these angels and energies as bursts of light, similar to June bugs, with a longer lasting glow. Continue your breath. Settle in. Get comfortable. In this area of the third eye, call upon the energies the messages to show and reveal to you areas of your life where you're stuck. After allowing the mind to settle down, the thoughts to float through, you learn the capacity of reaching the lower vibrational energies of the physical body, then lets you travel to the higher vibrations of the spiritual body. For the spirit to be wide, free, light, strong, the physical body has to unleash the weight from burdens, from challenges, and all that is seen as difficult. The physical body has many challenges, limitations. The physical body is a container. Contains things. The spiritual body, you, who you've been for centuries, has no limit, has been in and out of physical bodies for years and centuries, hundreds and hundreds of years. Many of you have actually been incarnated before as the relatives that you feel close to on the other side, for they are reflections of you, not totally, partially. You are in the physical body, more powerful than you believe that you are to be. You have access to the spiritual world with the mechanism of the physical body. What you are doing now with the meditation and the lessons, the messages that we are teaching you from the heart through the cards and through the readers, you're becoming fully awake, fully free, you have quickly had to learn trust. You have quickly had to release burdens. The next lesson for you to learn is the blame. This is a burden. Being comfortable with regret, being comfortable with sorry, with being comfortable unburdening yourself of these feelings is the challenge. You see, the feeling you have, the happiness, the elation, the euphoria, that is who you are supposed to be. you were created to be. I have come through today to share this blessing with you through the delightful being of this channel, and to fine-tune the mechanics of this body My name in this earth is known as Kuntumi. Kuntumi, Kotumi, Lungumi. It is the physical world that puts the labels upon the people. As many of you are vibrating, you'll feel these feelings. Just feel the feelings. It's not necessary to give it a name. It's not necessary to look for a person. You see what you see, you hear what you hear, you understand what you understand. Now it is time for me to go. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Ooh. For this morning, before you go about your day, honor the light and the love and all the good positive things that you have living inside of you. Think of yourself as being that joyful, amazing human being that other people see you as. That is to be honored, to be respected, to be seen, to be trusted and cherished. Lift your thumb knuckles to your third eye center, and together we bow and say Namaste. Oh. Wow, I actually saw that guide coming, and didn't look quite like this person. Almost very similar, longer hair, much longer beard, and oddly enough, just very soft, almost had a hard time sort of fitting in, because it's a big spirit, a big energy, like a lot of that energy, like the energy from the sun, and not sure how to fit and the mechanics of this. Anyway, I'm going to talk about that, I think, on Sunday, because it's becoming apparent that when I go to meditate and talk with you and have a message about the physical body and the left side and the right side, there's always this feeling that it's open to a spirit coming. So perhaps Perhaps this is not a message and a meditation, but it's all a message and a challenging, or challenging. There you go. Have a great Saturday. I love you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.